create a little scavenger hunt to get you here.
Yes. So here's something fun.
Hey, Debbie.
We've been on the YouTubes for 10 years, and we still don't know how to use it. And so,
as people evolve, so does technology. And sometimes it's at different speeds and at different times.
Yeah. And so we were like, we should do a YouTube live because we've never done that really before with y'all. And then we realized we don't know how to do a YouTube live. And so Aaron and Allison have been working so hard this morning to make sure it happened. And we've had some technical difficulties. We don't know what we're doing.
But a cool thing about technology is that you can quickly communicate. So thank you guys for checking in on that chat where you originally were. That sent you right over here. Thanks for checking your email this morning. Hopefully that was a normal rhythm for you to wake up on Tuesday and see what's coming out on the REFITREV YouTube channel. So that was intentional to try to talk to you on the same day you're used to hearing from us. And so we're excited. Can we get a sound check and make sure that you can hear us?
Yeah, it looks
you
like
can see okay.
We've got Debbie Dennis in the house, Jackie Cabot, Shelly Ruth, Rebecca Penn, Tammy Harlan, hello, Patty Mooney, Lindsay, Elisa, Megan, Tammy, Wendy. There's a lot of names. Mimi.
Ending in a Y or an I.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Okay, great. We're so glad that you can hear us. So Angela is en route as well. It's been a day. And so we're just here. We said we would be here at 11:30 and we're here at 11:32. And so we're doing our best.
When Tuesday feels like Monday and then Thursday feels like Monday and then a Friday feels like it's just like a week of Mondays.
That's where we are.
Like that's the trajectory of this week.
Yes.
I don't want to, project anything too gloomy, but I can sense that's where we're headed. But what I like seeing about some of these names, this is not just our instructor community. There's some names on here that maybe are joining this live for the first time because we're here, like Catherine said, if you're just tuning in now, this is our very first YouTube live specific for this audience, but we've been on this side of the camera for YouTube for quite some time. So it's about time that we get face-to-face with you guys and have a chat.
We wanted to engage you guys more. I think the last 10 years, and we'll probably talk about this here in a little bit, but we've given a lot. And recently, probably more recent than, or less recent than we know, YouTube has become way more engaging. So where we can actually talk to you guys and get to know you guys a little bit more. And so we wanted to create space to do that. And that's why we're here today.
Yeah. So we'll have some questions that we will want you to answer in the comments. And like Catherine said, we will be asking from you some today, truly engaging with you. This won't just be this pre-rehearsed, pre-recorded speech or lecture coming from us to you, but truly a conversation. Because in the same way that we can look back on the last 10 years and really talk about what all has been unpacked in the last decade, we do want to dream and scheme and plan with you guys for the next 10 years. So that'll be kind of the framework of today's conversation and discussion.
Yeah, I'm trying to also figure out how to use technology. Allison's trying to send me something. Okay, it worked, I think.
Ooh, from iCloud, like to drop a folder under your phone.
I don't know, y'all. What is this? Okay, done. Save. Where did
Saving YouTube screenshots. I can't wait to see these.
Okay, here we are.
Oh, yay.
I got them. Good job, Allison. And so like I said, Angela's on her way here any minute now. I'm just going to read some of these comments as we're waiting for more people to join. Joanna N says, I love your YouTube channel. That's how I know about Refit, and the free YouTube videos are my favorites. Awesome, Joanna. Would love to know how long you've been a part of our YouTube community, how long you've been a subscriber for.
Megan L, love y'all so much and the way you've changed my mindset. Whatever is to come will be amazing. Thank you for your optimism, and so proud and so glad and thankful that we could change your mindset. We've changed our own mindset just as we've purposed to approach fitness in this way. And so I'm glad that you've been able to be the recipient and feel the intention come through.
Yeah, awesome. Rachel, we know Rachel. Rachel is from the UK, and Rachel says, I think many people have found Refit through the YouTube videos. Yeah, that's one thing that we've the world felt very small and close in the best way possible when we first started posting our YouTube videos over 10 years ago. I remember, do you remember like what some of our first?
Well, like seeing people at the airport. I think seeing people who worked out with us from their homes across the world, and we happened to be in the same place at the same time, was a major wow moment.
Yeah. When I too remember, like we would get YouTube comments or emails, people say from the Philippines or from Germany or from different parts of the world that said, hey, I found y'all on YouTube and I'm doing your workouts. And that was this very surreal moment for me, just thinking someone literally across the world is working out with us and is having fun and is getting to experience Refit.
Yeah.
My first, like you said, like airport moment was we were doing, this is like when we were trying to figure out what Refit was, we were working on the business and the brand, but we were in Chicago and we did our first like little experience class with this group in Batavia, Illinois. And I've shared this before, but I don't know if I've shared it here, but I know my choreography.
Right.
I didn't realize that other people knew my choreography, and we were starting the class. And I remember that first step I took and they knew it. And I was like, oh, wait, how do y'all know this?
Right. Like I know I posted this, but I didn't actually think anybody was receiving it,
watching it. Yeah. So that was a really cool moment. So you guys have been such a great community to us. We wouldn't be here probably without you.
Well, and the whole reason why we started sharing videos may not be why you would expect. It wasn't necessarily to reach people across the globe. That was like, oh, wow. Didn't realize the World Wide Web really was worldwide. You can access this from anywhere. It was for our local audience that was wanting to work out in between our classes and learn the choreography, even though we didn't care whether they got it right or not. But that was the original. It was like putting stuff out there. We knew that whenever we were going to YouTube and searching for choreography for the style of fitness and the type of music that we wanted to be sharing with our classes, there was a gap. There was a little bit of a lacking of content that we could find that we felt good about. And so we responded to the need. And that's kind of the MO of Refit, if you will, is just being responsive, looking where there's a gap and filling that in the best way that we know how.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It doesn't always work.
Yeah. we
try.
Yeah, we definitely didn't like start to like be like YouTube celebrities or anything. That was That was not a thing.
We didn't come in with this like strategy or this team behind us saying, if you do this, this will happen. And if you do this on this day, this many people will. It was like painfully organic. And
it probably still is right now.
Right now.
We're gonna be honest.
This is not how you do a YouTube live. But we do our best, and you guys, like Abby said, have been so kind for the most part. The people who are here right now, y'all are the kind hearts.
Yeah, we do have some unkind hearts. Hey, look, ladies and gentlemen.
We had people who are here right now.
Yeah, she is watching.
I was.
Oh, no way.
See, the link works. You can look from anywhere.
That's right.
Keeping it real for you guys. That's what we're doing here today. So did we tell them about the breakup?
Yeah, right.
We're here for our last YouTube video.
Yeah.
It's been real. It's been fun, but it ain't been real.
Yeah.
Just come up with that.
Didn't like his phrase.
I don't know, but I like it.
Yeah.
It's really been really cool to see everybody, what they're saying here, all their comments of how people found us and how long they've been working out with us.
Yeah.
Names I've never seen before. And so I love seeing those. And from all across the country, all across the world. So and glad you're here, Angela.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah.
I've been watching you guys and listening and reading some of your comments too. And I'm also especially grateful to have this conversation today because I think that after 10 years of anything, it's a good time to reevaluate. I think ultimately that's what we're doing. Yeah.
So speaking of 10 years, just really quick, we're boomers, I guess, at heart, meaning we don't understand technology. Part of what we were trying to figure out was how do we share our screen, which you can't do natively in YouTube. Who knew? We do now, but so Allison,
you're just gonna put your phone up?
Yes, I am. Allison was so sweet to send over some of the most hilarious screenshots from our time on YouTube together, and so there's a ton in here. We had really a lot of moments with pants that were
so many different kinds of pants
that were more like diapers.
Hair and pants. What I can say about Refit, we've been making some pretty darn good apparel since the beginning. I'm not embarrassed of any like t-shirt design.
No.
Or, so our tank tops have always been very cool. But what we do up here and what we wear down here has not always done ourselves favors.
Okay, if you think about it, we've been producing content for YouTube pretty much weekly for 10 years, if not more.
Yeah.
And so if you guys were to take a video of yourself
every week
or your kids every week over the past 10 years, you would look different too.
Yeah.
Hopefully. And I once heard, because sometimes we can look back on those videos and they get really cringy really quickly. Even the choreography has changed. In some ways, I think it's improved. In some ways, I think some of the OGs were just really special. But if you aren't looking back and cringing in some way, shape, or form, I would argue, are you growing?
Are you growing?
Yeah.
So good.
Also, this might be my proudest moment on YouTube. You see that?
That's a very highlight kick.
Yeah, thank you. No, I agree. I think if you can look back and love who you see, no matter what, no matter what you're wearing or what you were doing, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So I think maybe we should just go ahead and dive into the meat of the conversation today, and that is to say that things are going to be changing around here. Things are going to be looking, and when I say around here, I literally and specifically mean YouTube. It's why we chose to have this conversation on YouTube, because we're only talking about YouTube. I don't want you to leave here and be like, oh my gosh, Refit is going under. It's not that. It's specific to this channel, because this platform is what built us. It's what grew us. It's what gave us platform. YouTube is literally where we got our start and ultimately why we are here today.
Right.
So the question of why we are here today needs to be reevaluated. And we want to talk to you guys about things like content and what you see here that you want more of, what you see here that you don't want more of. And then I think for us specifically, answering the question of how do we stay true to ourselves? How do we remain authentic? Feed the monster of YouTube, give you guys what you want, work with the algorithms, decide if we really want to be YouTubers or not. And ultimately, how do we tend to our community, you guys, well?
Yeah.
So
in a way, very importantly, that is still true to the people that you see here. We cannot be other people than ourselves. So there might be things that you want to see or that might be really cool in an alternative universe and in a different lifetime that, we want to be smart and honest about what we provide.
So let's pull the curtain back just a little bit and talk to you guys about, how we film, how we choose, how we show up here in a very broad stroke. We have committed to providing you guys weekly content. YouTube Tuesday is what we call it, what you know it as. And every week we show up here with new choreography. And that has been a pretty consistent commitment. Every now and again, you'll find a week or two where we either take a break or there's a different type of
Talk
video.
about a special event.
Yeah. But I wish we had done a video count here, because there are
550, over 550.
Okay.
Yeah, there's 575, I think.
Yeah. So that's how that is. And in our early days, when our business wasn't quite as complex and as large as it is now,
that's 11 years of choreography.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was gonna say that if that's once a week.
Really?
Okay. There's 52 weeks in a year, and that averages out to like 57 a year.
Yeah. So anyway, that's been our commitment to you guys, showing up with choreography. And, early on, it was pretty easy to fulfill that commitment, because that's the bulk. That was the majority of our quote unquote work, was creating choreography, teaching classes, and then sharing that choreography with you guys.
Yeah.
As things have evolved and as our business has gotten more complex, showing up here does require more planning, right? So maybe one of y'all can talk about, how do we plan?
Well, Emily has had 3 children, so that is one of the things, and is perpetually pregnant in all the videos.
Yeah, and the timing does not always make sense to everyone, but even to add on to what started as an easy fill for us, it also made sense for the people who were asking for the content. early on, we knew very, very clearly that our audience on YouTube were other fitness instructors looking for things to be able to take and apply to their fitness classes. Like I said earlier, we were filling that need of choreography that we couldn't find ourselves. So here we were providing where this gap existed. And so we wanted to take a few steps back and say, actually, what is our YouTube audience? Who is on the other side of the screen? And maybe a single individual choreography video isn't necessarily what fits that bill. So that's also part of what started and why we're here.
Yeah. And some of the changes, you know, like joking, Emily being pregnant all the time, but also the business has grown. And I hope we do get back to the place, I think that's the plan, where we are being here more, where we're not being in spreadsheets so much or meetings or, I mean, I think we love brainstorming sessions, but that we get to be with our community more. I think that's also why we're asking this question is, sometimes we've got to hear the need to force the conversation, right? Yeah. And so if we hear, hey, this is what you guys want, then we're going to pivot and change to make it happen. But if we don't know it's there, we're just going to keep doing the same things we do and expect different results. And that's crazy. So,
yeah. So I want to stop right there. Allison, I don't know if you're watching, but I do see down here we can create a poll. So Allison, I don't know if you can create a poll attached to this question, but I think the question that's on the table that we've all each kind of expressed in different ways is, we started off providing single videos with single songs and choreography associated with those songs. And is that still what you guys want? Like Emily said early on, that is what many of you wanted because you were teaching either refit or you were teaching other fitness formats, but using our content. You're welcome.
And you still are.
And maybe you still are.
Maybe you just need to come on over here.
Yeah, let's make it official.
Yeah.
Is that still what you want? You know, we kind of look at other YouTube accounts that are doing similar things in this space, and we see that some of them are moving more towards these like 15-minute workouts, 10-minute workouts. There's more vlogs and there's more behind the scenes. There are personalities where it's not just the choreography, it's not just the music, but there's this like really strong personality on the mic that's sort of being motivational speaker, comedian, etc.
Coaching you through.
Yeah, coaching you through it. So I think the question is just, are the single choreography videos something that you're still interested in?
Yeah.
Right.
And we actually have a Google form for everyone to fill out with more than just this option. But I think this is a great place to start. So we'll put that in the chat and in the description for you guys to really get some honest feedback to us. Because I know sometimes in the moment you're like, I don't know. Yeah. So we are open to that.
Well, and listen, it's hard. What's difficult at times is that we get analytics about your viewing habits and your watch times and the length of time that you're on a video before you click off. I mean, YouTube's so great about giving all sorts of analytics and data. Sometimes it's like a thorn in your side, though, because you can get real deep in the data and start to try to change things.
Constantly change to try to
And you don't have context.
Right.
That's what's hard is data. You have, that's why people get paid a ton of money to analyze data, is because you have to create a narrative and a story. But when you don't have context for that, sometimes you can read it wrong.
Right.
So,
yeah.
So I'm seeing some people say that they do, love to build playlists with our YouTube videos, which we love that too, which is why there's a section on our channel that has already built playlists for you guys.
But I see that and I think, wait, we have a better solution for that, because there's no way that can be the best use of your time to pull in songs and wait for the buffer, and then after the third song you have to wait 15 seconds for the ad.
The commercials.
Right. We actually have things that could
refit on demand.
That that desire that's a better fit.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. Okay, so just
we're frozen. Maybe we're unfrozen. Who knows?
Yeah.
We look good here.
So we'll be interested to kind of watch your responses and read these comments after the fact. So the other thing I wanted to kind of talk about was diversity of content. We're in a culture right now where things change so quickly. Even if you think about technology, even if you guys are Instagram would be a really great example because they're constantly changing how they do things, what performs well, what doesn't. We've seen this pretty recent shift where Instagram was favoring photos, right? That's how it was created. And now all of a sudden it's favoring videos and reels. And so we've had to do some major pivoting. Not that we're trying to always chase that algorithm, but we do have to be players in the game.
And we want people to see our content. That's
sure.
what's frustrating.
That's the game.
We're not
Yes.
changing our message. It's just how
do we
you can
see it?
get it in front of the people better.
Yes. So on our Instagram, you've seen this huge shift where you're seeing mostly reels because, again, we want to show up in your feed. And the only way we can do that is to play by the rules of that social media platform. So with YouTube, some of the landscape is changing as well. You've got instances like this where YouTube really favors live content, which is why we're trying this today. But then you also have instances where YouTube shorts, like shorter form videos, are performing really well. But I've even seen where long videos, like 60-minute videos, are doing really well if you can keep a captive audience and provide engaging content.
It's like a movie.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
like
there's accounts that have memberships associated with it. And those accounts do really well because people are paying.
So they're invested. So they are
Yes.
showing up because they have already put their dollar on it.
Yeah. So in terms of things that are changing, what is your openness to content maybe changing here? Would you be interested in seeing more diversity of content where maybe every week it wasn't a choreography video, but interspersed in that content, maybe there are short workouts or tutorials or even just showing up to hang out with us
Behind the scenes.
I would love to know
Bloopers.
if you have thoughts about what kinds of different content you want to see in addition to the choreography videos. We will never.
It's not either or.
Yeah, we will never do away with that, but we might start to play around with the quantity.
Do you want Al to create a poll, or would you like the form
Either
to
way.
come through?
Either
Yeah,
way.
I'll drop the form in
The
there
form
again.
is linked. Relink it again.
Yeah, because that has specific things in there that you guys can fill out, like 15-minute workouts, 10-minute workouts, stretch sessions, all that fun stuff. But if you want to drop in the comments too, things that you want to see, we will read every single comment.
I would love to see that.
Okay, now I liked the question but the discussion prompter that you had earlier about how we take videos here and then get them to you, how that process has changed over the years. Because it's not record once, save and upload. it's not that process. We have gotten better over the years. We have a little bit better of a setting. But when we first started, Cappy, roughly how many hours did you spend in the business admin side of YouTube?
Well, every week, but how many hours?
Yeah, it's hard to say. A lot of hours, a lot of late nights, a lot of messing up, and a lot of figuring out. I'm thankful though that I got to use my degree. That was good.
There you go.
But yeah, so recently we, in the last 3 years or 4 years now, we brought on a film crew to help us because I started getting gray hair literally and not understanding the technology, and they just do such incredible work. So yeah, at the beginning it was that little DSLR camera and setting it up and syncing it and hoping it worked and sending it to you guys.
Yeah. And now we've got actual lights.
Yeah, full production.
We've got that our logo that y'all have been so used to seeing, and it's changed buildings now a few different times. We're in our permanent home now, but it feels more like you're stepping into a production room on some level, which is fun and it's exciting for, I think, people who come onto the set, but it does require a lot of planning and knowing what content we need to film in that time period to not waste the film crew's time, to not waste our time, and to execute it well so that things aren't having to be redone before they get to you. So we usually try to build it out about once every 6 weeks. We're filming and we're batching or we're filming in batches, which is why I can be pregnant and not pregnant within a week of each other because they were filmed at different times. And so I think the process is kind of interesting, and we try to do a good job of showing on Instagram or Facebook the behind the scenes of what it looks like for those of you who find that interesting.
So another question I want to ask you guys is frequency. We've been delivering content once a week for, like I said, 10 years. Every now and then we might pop in another video that maybe is promoting a product or an upcoming event, something like that. But are you guys showing up here weekly? And if you are you showing up? Are you notified? Or is it just like every Tuesday you wake up and you're like, it's YouTube Tuesday, can't wait to go check it out? Or are you notified via email? Is that how you find out about the videos? Is it here on YouTube? Are you seeing it cross-posted on Instagram or Facebook? What is the reminder to you that these videos are available to you?
Al,
I would love to know that.
Let's put that in a poll, Al. So the question would be, how often do you go to?
How do you get alerts for the videos, for the weekly videos?
How are you notified of the weekly videos? YouTube, email from us, Instagram, Facebook, right? Is that what you're trying to figure out?
Or self-search.
Or email.
Yeah, I got email.
Oh, yeah.
So,
or let's put self-search on there.
Search.
Maybe you don't get notified and you just routinely come and type in REFITREV
email,
to see
Facebook,
what videos
Instagram.
Yeah.
What did I say? YouTube, search.
Yeah. So that's a question we would be interested in as well.
People are.
But maybe in addition to just how you get alerted, because I get alerted for lots of things that I don't then go take action on. So if you're on our email list.
Sounds like a personal problem.
If you're on our email list, I would assume you get an email every week. You're alerted every week through email because we send you one every week. But
look,
how often? It
says 58% get an email from us. That's a pretty high statistic for this group.
Yeah. But how often are you actually coming to our channel to view and engage with the content?
Yeah.
That's what I would want to know. They get an email every week, but maybe you aren't
I think
sitting down and watching the choreography and trying to learn it every week.
Well, I think what I'm also seeing in the comments a lot is people are using it as their workout. So again, those people might be less interested in the single videos and more interested in coming to our channel when they want to plan or participate in a workout versus an instructor who's sharing a single content video with their community. You know, you all are going to approach it a little differently.
It will be interesting too when this is archived to see that. I don't know if they can vote on a poll after it's live. So that's maybe, Al, maybe we need to update that in the Google form too of just how they're getting alerted, because I bet you know, someone who joins after this, there might be a whole 100 more people that have answers. So sorry, this car is reflecting into my eyeballs and I'm like,
the car is behind the window. They can't see that. Okay, so let's go ahead and kind of talk through what potential changes people might see. I think you guys, again, are going to get a Google survey that's going to help us understand more of what you want, but let's run through some ideas that we have for content that they might see here, and maybe you guys can not vote, but comment and let us know yes or no. That sounds like a good idea, or no, that doesn't.
Yeah, well, so we obviously have refit classes, but we also have a couple of other formats that we offer here at the studio that if you are a member of Refit On Demand, you're familiar with Rev and Flow and Hit 45. That's a strength training and a high intensity format. Strength training for Rev and Flow mobility, and then Hit 45 is our high intensity training. So a lot of the content, actually 98% of the content that so far we've provided to YouTube has been derived from that refit format. It's been choreography for your refit classes, but we're familiar with lots of different types of fitness movements. And so we could start to diversify the content that you see in giving you more of those mobility workouts, or a strength training workout that's focused on these 3 muscle groups. And it's going to take you 10 minutes. Just walking through, truly having some music, always set to music in the background, but just working our bodies in a different type of way, in a new format altogether. I
mean, I know most of you here know this, but Refit actually has an entire separate program that has an instructor certification attached to it called Rev and Flow that is all low impact mobility functional fitness movements. And we don't really show that much here. But maybe, like to Emily's point, maybe some different type of workouts might be something that you're interested, something on the high impact end, the low impact end, and of course refit will always be pretty standard.
And I think the second question, so let's give them a question to answer, because we're just giving them like, oh, a lot of great information. So what was the question?
Well, there wasn't one. I was actually just saying we were going to talk through some of our ideas we had for content, not necessarily that they needed to vote on, but just that they could respond to in the comments if we said something they liked.
The other thing, no, it's like in the middle of the face. The other thing is length of workout, right? So you guys get like 4-minute videos, or you put them in a playlist. So those are some of the other things we've been talking about as ideas is, hey, can we create 15-minute workout or a 10-minute or 20-minute or 30-minute? Because you guys have a 4-minute, song that you might put in a playlist. But what if we had standalone little mini workouts for you?
Mm-hmm. So it would be comprised of refit choreography, but we might bundle it together in the form of a 15-minute workout. So it wouldn't be new content necessarily, but maybe newly packaged, if you will.
Yeah.
So you could literally press play, do the 15-minute workout, and then be done with your day.
Yeah, like an idea would maybe be in June, it's a top 5 refit playlist. And it's our 5 most popular songs that people hear and the people there, everybody loves, and you can click play, and those 5 songs, that's your 18-minute workout, and you're not having to create it yourself.
Yep.
One of the reasons I'm glad we're having this conversation, do you guys remember we had the idea, I don't remember what year it was, but we started to mic ourselves on all the choreography video, and you guys revolted. You were not about it. We got so many negative comments about, we can't work out because you're talking now.
So distracting. We hate your voice.
Yeah. So we cut that out. So the reason that we're kind of talking through some of this content is because if we have an idea that you guys think sucks, we want to know that now versus when we put it out there.
Yep. After we booked the filming and put it all out there.
I mean, as you can tell from all of our outfits, we didn't consult y'all, and maybe we should have.
Some other ideas that we have for content would be tutorials. I mean, I don't know if you like the choreography alongside a breakdown of how to do the choreography. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if that would be beneficial to you guys.
I go to YouTube to learn how to do things. Like out with the owner's manual, out with, I don't need to save that, don't need to save that, because if I need to know how to wash my car seat, I'm going to YouTube and I'm searching up the whatever brand car seat, and I'm watching someone disassemble, wash it, and put it back. You can
how-to videos.
Yes, to like breaking things down and teaching me things, because it's so much easier to learn through video form. And so,
so tutorials are another option.
That's mine.
What other content ideas?
Well, we had some
personal fave.
Yeah, we had, speaking of personal fave, we had some ideas to do like vlogs or behind the scenes. Obviously, everybody loves bloopers. But creating maybe longer form content where it might be like a 20-minute video of our trip to wherever, or a day in the office, or walking around Waco.
And full disclosure, those always seem to get a good response from you guys. Like, yes, we want to see more of them. But when we share those videos, the engagement from you guys is about half of what we normally get from choreography videos. So again, when we look at the data, we're like, oh, they didn't want that.
Yeah.
So that's why we don't do more of that.
More effort, aren't they?
Yeah, they take a lot of work.
They are a lot more effort, and they're very fun. I would like to do more of them, because in some ways that's a little bit easy. It's like podcasting. We just get here in front of you and talk and show up and we have a conversation. But again, the data isn't showing that that's what you want.
Yeah.
Another thing we had talked about was coming here live more. That was one of the things of just getting to know you guys more as a group of people. And so that was something else.
This is kind of like a visual podcast.
Yeah.
Like, here's the topic, and we're going to just have a conversation
some
with
people
each other.
Actually
record
do a YouTube live in conjunction with their podcast. If you want to see that, you better let us hear that live.
I want to do that. Vote for that.
Yeah.
I want to do it.
That is the definition of working smarter.
Of the, what is it? Where do once,
copy
post
once,
everywhere.
once, post everywhere. Yes.
Yeah. So here's what I got on here. So we had 15 to 20-minute workouts. We talked about that. 10-minute workouts, cardio, mobility, strength workouts, stretch sessions, fitness challenges. That was the other thing. I'm glad I looked at this. So we did the COVID-19 day challenge, and you guys, I saw a bunch of people say that they loved that. And then we also did a challenge called Kick It Up and Light It Up. And so it feels like our challenges are something you guys really enjoy. And so would that be content you would like to see? Maybe you could see a preview of it here, and then you can jump in on the challenge with us. Let us know about that in the comments as well. We said how-to fitness videos, live discussions with us. Yeah. So perfect.
We're getting a lot of love about the video podcast idea.
Okay.
So some of you may be thinking, y'all have a podcast? Yes, we do. It's called Finding Fit. Go find it and listen to it. All right. Well, we're going to wrap up here because we're almost at that 30-minute mark. We're a little bit over, actually, but I feel like we've had a good conversation.
Yeah.
We've had a great
I think you know why we are here and where we are wanting to go. And that is only with you.
Yeah, we're not breaking up. We're not breaking up with you. But I do want to make sure that you guys understand that over the next 8 to 10 to 12 weeks, we're not exactly sure. It might look different from week to week. And the most important thing that you guys can do to help us give you more of what you want is when these videos come your way, we need you engaging with them in whatever platform works best for you. If you see it on Instagram or Facebook or even here, it's helpful for you to comment, for you to like, for you to share, of course, because that's the data that's going to tell us, oh, when we provided that 15-minute workout, they really loved it versus, oh, we did a behind the scenes tutorial and they didn't respond.
That's the action behind the words that we really need.
Yeah.
And vote your heart out. But unless you actually
watch
it and share it and comment on it, we won't ever know.
Yes.
Yeah.
So things are going to look a little bit different week to week. Of course, as always, if there's anything that an idea you have, a suggestion you have, you can email us info@refitrev.com if you just want to talk to us personally. But we're really excited about the things that are on the horizon. We're excited to experiment. It's been 10 years of a lot of fun with you guys, and it's time to just see what else is in our arsenal of content and creativity. And so we look forward to sharing it with you.
Yeah. And so again, in the chat and in the description, if you're watching this later, we'll have the link to the Google form. We'd love for you guys to fill that out and share your candid thoughts with us because we will read all of them.
And a big thank you for those of you who've been with us for however long you've been on this journey with us. This is a special space. You guys are a special community. I can promise you this, if we didn't feel connected to you guys and obsessed with you guys, we would have packed up this channel probably 8 years ago and just called it quits. So we're still here for you. We want to listen to what you have to say. And so we hope to hear back from you.
Yep.
Thank you, guys.
1, 2, 3, break.
Yes.
Okay, what do we do? Do we just press end stream?
I think so.
Okay. See ya.
Bye.
And end.